What else you need to do?
Look, man, this conversations with Geedy P. This ain't like no regular interview. This my people. So we gonna just chop up some game. Like I said, y'all probably seen from the videos before. I was in Memphis. I'm in Memphis. I was on the south side and got some barbecue ribs. Showed y'all a couple of things. But he lived in New Orleans a lot too, so he know a lot of stuff about New Orleans. And we always talked about like how, New Orleans and Memphis got a lot of similarities, I feel. A lot of people always say Miami, but the reason I say Memphis, because Memphis, first let me introduce him. This is my dog, Jay. Let him know what part of Memphis you from right quick before I say this.
Man, I'm from Orange Mound, Memphis, Tennessee, man. Proud to be, man. Second largest community, black community in the country.
Facts.
Besides Harlem. You know
One
what
of the
I'm
oldest
saying?
too, yeah.
Yeah, so you like, it's a lot of history in it. But, hey, a little bit about, we finna get right into it. We ain't gonna waste no time or nothing, but
right.
It is what it is. What's up, G?
So like I said, this the same neighborhood that A-Ball MJG and them from too. But like I said, a lot of people always say that New Orleans reminded more of Miami. To me, I say Memphis because, all right, Miami is like 16%, 17% African American. It's mostly Spanish people, Cuban, a lot of Spanish influence on Miami. Memphis, about 65% African American. New Orleans, about 61% African American. They got the Mississippi River, we got the Mississippi River. Andrew Jackson was one of their founders. Andrew Jackson is in Jackson Square. He fought in the Battle of New Orleans. Another thing, they do blues, we got jazz, they got the barbecue, we got our food we known for. They got famous record labels like Stax Records and a lot of musical history, and we do too. And they got Bill Street, we got Bourbon. We both use the Trigger Man, DJ Squeaky, we're gonna get into that in Spanish Fly. Was using that, we was using it too with TT Tucker and Irv and Everlasting Hitman. So there's a lot of stuff that I feel like the similarities, plus 3-6 Mafia and Cash Money, us loving A-Ball, MJG in New Orleans and stuff like that, and them being from Memphis. So being from Memphis, how was it growing up to you in Memphis and stuff like that?
I mean, coming up in Memphis, I wasn't traded for nothing, to be honest with you. We had some rough time, good time, but where I grew up at, we was close-knitted. Everybody knew everybody, somebody like everybody's family knew everybody's family. You want to know who was this, or like if you see me and, this Bob Rand boy, or this Wallace boy, you see what I'm saying?
Right.
And this just life, or this a Jones, you see what I'm saying? But like, it was close-knitted. You fight, you make up, everything was good, but like far as like the music and stuff, like we saying like New Orleans and coming up, and when I got to New Orleans, it reminded me a lot of my childhood. You feel what I'm saying? Like when I got down there, seeing certain stuff going on and stuff, like it just was like the different accent what separated us. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
Like how y'all got your words shortened, and how when I got to talking, that's one thing I hated. You know that yourself. I hated when I got to New Orleans. Nigga, he country. I was like, nah, nigga, I ain't country. You know what I'm saying? I'm using those words because in fact that's my exact word what I used to say. It's an accent. Like everywhere you go, it's like you can't confuse me in Texas. You can't confuse me in Atlanta. Everybody got their own. I guess because of people feel like because you outside of them that you country or this, you this. Nah, I'm like Juvie. If you far away from home, you're an alien. You see what I'm saying? So my words might be different, but they the same.
Right.
But jumping back into what you asked me though, like childhood, you had your bittersweet. You see what I'm saying? But it was something to do. Memphis stood for something. Nowadays, I love my city now, but it's so much violence that we gotta look at it. It ain't that. New Orleans is like we ain't ourselves no more. We getting outside of it. You see what I'm saying? And we was too close knitted. Like those cities, like I used to hear them back in the day. My partners then used to talk about, man, I'm going to New Orleans and this and this and this and this. Well, you know what was going on, but that's what we was shooting to. We was shooting places like that. That's why it was easy for me to. I'm finna adapt to this place, but when I got down there, I adapted to this place because it's so much like home.
Right. So when you got to New Orleans, like around, when the first time you went to New Orleans?
I said my first time. Yeah, my first time I came out there with a homeboy. You see what I'm saying? Then I came back out there again with my homeboy on some business and shit. And then I said I say like 07 I came to stay for good.
Okay.
So I think if you say like from anywhere from like 2000 up to 07 I was just visiting, but 07 I was there for good. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
Yeah.
And what made you, because I mean, what I'm about to say, what made you, like you said, fall in love with the culture of New Orleans and stuff like that when you did get down? Because I know you like the Saints and stuff like that. You had the, the Drew Brees, Saints on Mad song.
I mean, you know, that's like real talk to you a little about this second home. Like the Saints been my team because coming up in Tennessee, we didn't have a football team.
Right,
Memphis. You see what I'm saying? Memphis didn't have Tennessee period didn't have a team. Okay. We only had a team after Houston that go to Orleans.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? So we got the Titans. You see what I'm saying? But by that time I already had, you gotta think about it, I'm damn grown by the time we get to Titans. Right. So I already got my own football team. Right. Just like you go holler at my family members, some of them Cowboys in San Francisco. So you gotta look at it. I want the type of person, and I ain't gonna never be that person. I'm not a bandwagon. So it's the same token here. Just because we got a team, well, I supposed to stop, turn down my team? Right. Nah, I took it on the chin. So, but when I got to New Orleans, I'm gonna be real, like, the seafood was everything. You feel what I'm talking about? Like, and then the accent.
Right.
Everything else fell in place was just like at home.
Right.
I mean, it really wasn't no different besides the food. Right. And the accent. You see what I'm saying? Like when I go there, all the different is, instead of we repping neighborhood, they were repping wards.
Right.
That was the only difference.
And y'all have more of a gang culture historically than New Orleans. We really, like I said, rep the wards. They might have little cliques, but it's not like different real gangs and all that. Like
right.
Memphis and New Orleans difference.
But then the thing I say now, back then it was like that, but now it's like that in both places. That's why I'm telling you, we so similar. Like New Orleans was never big on gangs, but they so big on gangs now. Not the gangs that we people that labelize, but you go to Memphis, you might see this gang, this gang, this gang, this gang, this gang. But these are all just neighborhood little partners getting together and making up gang. The same thing going to New Orleans. Right. They might be from uptown, downtown. They get together and they call themselves these boys or these boys, these boys. Right. In a dictionary, that's considered a gang, right? Right. So when you look at it like front of town, back of town, this, that's a gang. Right. You know what I'm saying? It just ain't on a national level. So Memphis the same way now, where people used to be Crips and Bloods and stuff. Right. You got Crips and Bloods hanging together under one banner. They might call themselves this gang. You see what I'm saying? Yeah, so like this gentrification everywhere now. Right. Like, and then when I go, I'm like, man, well, New Orleans want to accept that, but like how they want to accept, like when they finally accepted blood in a little bit, right. And people still want, the real streets weren't accepting it. Right. Well, Lil Wayne made it like it was popping down there with it, but it was only in certain places like the East. You see what I'm saying? Certain parts of the East or across the river. It wasn't over the whole city. You weren't going everywhere in the 9. You weren't going everywhere uptown and seeing niggas throwing up B's. You see what I'm saying? Or throwing up C's or throwing up G's and shit. So down here now, it's the same way. It ain't about those old guys. It's about these new dudes, these young dudes making a new self for themselves. And it's, you know how I look at it, like it's all collab though, but I ain't gonna say like what the thing about New Orleans, bro, like I say, it was reminding me so much of home, but besides the food and the accent, you see what I'm saying? And then I really fell in love that one thing, Memphis, don't get mad at me for this, bro. I gotta tell y'all the truth. But when I went on Birdman, goddamn, it was nothing like Beer Street. We walking down this motherfucker all night, drinking all night. We got shut down on Beer. You feel what I'm talking about? That motherfucker the truth, you gotta go. But that's what I'm saying, bro. Like, you can't fall. How can you not fall in love with it? Then when you get to thinking about, I didn't even hit on the part of the history. When you get to going on what happened with the chorus, or how this existed with the desire, or how this go on in this part, like it intrigues you even more. But most people don't think that far. Right,
and you, like you say, you're from Memphis, and you know a lot of stuff about New Orleans, even though you're not from New Orleans, but you like New Orleans culture. So, to the music of Memphis, when you think about, you know, like you said, the blues, the Isaac Hayes, all that, even up into the hip hop, when y'all created y'all sounds, I feel like y'all sound influenced Atlanta a lot. Now before, Atlanta to me really had this defined sound that I feel like they still kind of border left from Memphis. You know, they was doing the Miami bass type stuff, you know, those type of records. And then, you know, then you get the crunk stuff or whatever with, like you said, Spanish Fly, Squeaky, Player Fly. A lot of people, whatever, that laid the before 3-6, even though the world know 3-6, but Atlanta fell in love with that. Then you get LeJohn and popularizing the crunk music. But tell me about the sound of Memphis and who you felt like was the key players that helped, because I feel like it's trappy now, the beats, but you know, I feel like it still kind of come from what Memphis was doing.
Yeah, like I say, if you look at the music at the music gang in Memphis, like you gotta look at like a lot of people who helped this game or make this culture what it was in Memphis as far as the rap scene, they don't get a lot of glorification. Like, you know what I'm saying? And I'm gonna tell you, I hate to say this, to make these cities so similar, we both crab in the bucket cities. Don't nobody want the next man to get on top. You see what I'm saying? One thing I tell my head out to Atlanta is they can be into it, but they gonna help each other. New Orleans and Memphis so prideful and stuck in their ways that we'll know you're a blow and I'm gonna pull you down or kill you before you get there. Rather than I know you can feed a whole hood that can feed potential of other people. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
We that envious. But over the little few years, I done seen that I was proud of these little dudes. People like Pooh Shiesty, people like Big 30, you know what I'm saying? Finessing these dudes. Like everybody had they up and down, they downfall. May they good, hope it come out good with their legal stuff, but I like what they was doing with it. You know what I'm saying? You might just glorify the gang part or the shooting that they talk about, but I glorify when they got some money that they brought their people with them and they still kept in touch with who they was in their rap. You see what I'm saying? So they were hip hop, or I say reality gangster rap was built on what Dre and them said back in the day, reality rap. So when you got these little dudes rapping their life and what they really doing, how can they be flawed? How can it be made up? You see what I'm saying? But when you got these little dudes, like half of the people that got real money in the industry right now, Geedy, they ain't really living what they was doing. You know what I'm talking about? They really ain't living like that. And I don't knock it, like you wasn't in the streets, you was going to school. Tell them people that, don't glorify that you was doing this. And then you'll have a little dude, like we was talking about earlier when we was eating. Have a dude wrestling, he think he could be a wrestler. You out here telling niggas they can do this, and tell them you went to school, you went to get a degree, you was an engineer, and you decided to get into the game.
Right.
You see what I'm saying?
Don't make him feel bad because he want to do something different from you.
Or don't look down on this dude because he told you I had a 357, I did this and I did that to a nigga who in his rap, and he really did. Right. But that was him then. He ain't have no money then. But he got some money now. He living a different way. You see what I'm saying? He's still the same person, but he got a better way to live. I ain't got to put that gun to this dude. I ain't got to pick up this set. Right. But so in Memphis rap, our reality caused a lot of our foundation. So when you look at Spanish Fly, like he hitting the club scene, you got to make music that people want to hear. Right. See what I'm saying? So when you grab the Trigger Man, you see that's global. It's getting people hot. So you add your touch to it, your 808s, and bam, now you got this trap sound. You see what I'm saying? And from there you got people like Al Capone. You see what I'm saying? It's a lot of little people that had a movement going on with this. You see what I'm saying? And that's why I like God, he'll go back and shed light on some of that. You see what I'm saying? And people like that will speak on their things. You know what I'm saying? Like Dolph, these folks self-made industry. We all from Memphis. Like, but when you hear Memphis rap, you'll know, okay, this Memphis rap. But paper rap got a different sound than CMG. You see what I'm saying? But it's still Memphis. Right. Like No Limit in Cash Money. Yeah, like No Limit in Cash Money. It's still New Orleans. That's why I brought it up, because I was gonna go into that comparison. You see what I'm saying? Both of these self-made groups that built they team like a family. You see what I'm saying? So when you look at CMG and you look at paper rap, these people mess with each other like family. It's bigger than rap. You see what I'm saying? And people don't understand it, and that's why I salute both of these dudes. No matter what they got going on, I salute these dudes because they did what they had to do as a boss. You know what I'm saying?
So how you feel? So how you feel about So how you feel about? It's going good. It's on. How you feel about? Like you said, the sound. Like you said, that 3 6 Mafia did, and like all these artists and stuff pulling from their sounds and using their samples and just using a lot of the music. They know the Memphis style music and stuff like that. Like how it's just so big to everybody right now.
Like, see, that's what I say too. Like 3 6 had a lot of influence on the world, but then you gotta look at it like I'm an A-Ball MJG fan. Oh yeah. You know what I'm saying? I love 3 6, not like what they did, but because I'm from Memphis, I love everything about my city. But what I'm saying is, when you look at A-Ball, MJG, all these beats, they want 3 6 beats, these some squeaky beats, these some old people beats, and people all across the globe love those beats. You see what I'm saying? So like I feel DJ Squeaky don't get a lot of respect like he should, because some effect, like he put it down. Like real talk, like he put it down, and he's so much one of those producers that CEOs that you had to respect, that he didn't like the limelight. Right. He can be the major beat, you wouldn't even know unless you read and back then, I'm going to be real, these niggas weren't reading critics. Right. You see what I'm saying? Niggas were buying the CD, I'm just being 100 with you, like, so it's no filter with what I'm saying, so you got to look at it like, people don't, like, this is what we grab. Okay, 3 6, yeah, they did some things, they did some great things, they made their money, they got to, but like, you look at Player Fly, like, when we talk about the music industry, we just going to talk about not just the sound, we talk about everything, the mindset to it and everything. Fly said his daddy told him that he need to own something. He need to own his own rights. You know what I'm saying? So you got to think about when all these people holler they independent, this dude was independent way back then. Right. You see what I'm saying? Like, even though you were dealing with other people, he was independent way back then. Like you said, IBM, y'all owe me some money, y'all owe my daddy money. You see what I'm saying? Like, this facts. Right. So you got to think about, if you could think like that back then, and to this day, if the gang blackball you for being real, then hey, I'll get blackballed too.
Let me ask this. How you feel about Yo Gotti influence on the trap music? Like, you know, they always talk about Jeezy, you know, Gucci and stuff like that, T.I. How you feel? Because to me, like, Yo Gotti with the Cocaine Music series and the all white everything, like, by him being from Memphis, I don't know if they give him a flop. Some people do, but I feel like sometimes they don't bring him up in the conversation. So what do you feel like his influence or his, you know, contribution to trap music?
Man, shoot no shots, but shout out to a big homie. And shoot no shots to the other big homie, but like he said out himself out the horse's mouth, and I was screaming trap or die way before G's. You know what I'm saying? So like, right. I don't know when the word caught on to him, but that's what dude came in the game since 12, 13 years old, from the dope game to rap game. This what he been screaming. So right. like I say, man, reality rap. Mm-hmm. So what you don't, it ain't for me to make you believe or not believe. So if you don't believe, you don't believe. But his influence, he stood on it. He stood on principle. And I respect that. Like when the doors went open for him, he opened them doors talking about what he do. Right. He didn't try to change it up. It's 20 years later, he's still telling you. It's 25 years later, he's still telling you big homie rules. These reality rules, man. This ain't just for the dope gang. These street nigga rules. It's a difference too with that street nigga shit. All you niggas out here talking about y'all street niggas, now y'all just some hood niggas, so y'all in the hood, man. Street niggas not use their head. Don't make us like we dummies. But what you was saying, bro?
Okay, I like that. I'm glad you put that into context. Oh, you was talking to me before too about Yo Gotti and the DJ. It's like why it was so important for him to have his own thing going, because like some people didn't want to play his records, but he figured out a way to do it and it worked for him, and it kind of made a lot of other people kind of follow his blueprint. And
see, that's what I like about Gotti. It ain't no hearsay. When y'all hear me say this right now, it ain't no hearsay or he lying or he don't know what he talking about. You a liar. This man had it out his, he's sitting out his own fucking mouth. And y'all know his struggle, man. Y'all know that 3-6 had to sit on lock. It's just like, not to jump off subject, like how Dirk got Chicago. He got the money, so he the voice. Mm-hmm. You see what I'm saying? That's what 3-6 was to Memphis, because he had the money at the time. Gotti was a street dude coming up. You see what I'm saying? But then, hey, some of these other DJs was already in these other people's pocket. So when he got his one, and he fuck with that one, they'll open the door. And once they got Gotti, like, he was already bumping in the clubs. He bumping in our car. Right. You see, I'm being real. Right. So once he left out that club and that one DJ put him on, you see what I'm talking about? Like, and I ain't gonna say the name because I know y'all gonna see this interview and y'all gonna put the name on there. That's how real it is. That's why facts mean facts. You know what I'm saying? Like, it speaks for itself. Right. But once that one DJ got that one spin on there, you can't stop spinning that man. You see what I'm saying? Like, this what you live for. This dude was dead. You know somebody, like, as time went on, you know somebody else was gonna come. And then who come after that? You got Dolph.
Right. How you feel about his success and just coming up from this and making it out of?
Salute that dude, like, for real, like, cause like, you didn't even play with the industry. You know what I'm saying? You might converse with industry niggas, but he went straight ahead with his work drive. Like, I respect his work drive more than anything. You see what I'm saying? Like, dude, a real hustler.
Y'all went to the same high school?
Yeah, we in Hamilton, you know what I'm saying, South Memphis, but like, him and bro, you know, they still rocking, you see what I'm saying? But like, it's just, like, the drive, he catch they on Orange Mountain, but I still went to Hamilton. Yeah, we in the same year and all that. But who would think that, you know what I'm saying, like, oh, okay, from there to now, look at him now. You see what I'm saying? They show you the work ethic or what a dude did. You see what I'm saying? Different people.
Right. Now, how you feel about, I know Project Pat said before about how people in Memphis always had gold teeth, and I know we love golds, and y'all had the golds, not the stuff that you pull out at the time, the gold teeth, but how Ball and G and them had. How you feel about, you know, the gold teeth influence on Memphis, and like how people had them growing up and all that in Memphis, and why it was so cool, like when you got your money, people was getting golds back then in Memphis or whatever?
Yeah, I mean, I can speak on my hood, but I don't know about nobody else's hood, but I can speak on my hood in the mouth, like, you know, nigga, the gold always symbolize wealth. Right. They tell you that as a black man, you're supposed to know gold symbolize wealth, so put it in their mouth. Like, a lot of my guys was getting permanent, some on one, some of them were gonna get 32 pop out. Right. But it's still theirs, you know what I'm saying? So what it was at the time, like, and I asked my dude, I asked him that, I said, why would you go get some pop out? He said, man, cause I don't want this shit in my mouth all the time, so going to what you asked me. What was the image? That's my image, bro, when I'm rapping, but when I take this out, I go home, I got a kid. Right. So some of this shit is entertaining. Right. But when you got a nigga that putting 32, 16 permanents in his mouth, no, this is lifestyle now. Right. That's what he doing. Right. You see what I'm saying? So you know, it can be for a fashion reason, or it can be symbolized or your status of money, or anything, you know what I'm saying? Or it can be just a style. Right. But with certain people, you gotta know what it stands for and how it stood. Like when Gotti first came out, he had plat in his mouth. That's a difference. That's like people had gold, but he put plat in his mouth. So that was just showing you like my money a little bit better. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
But back then, his move then, people didn't look at it then, but I knew then he was gonna be successful in life because you got this in your mouth and you going in front of these execs, that's letting you know like this is what you want for life. You want this resilience for life. You want this here for life. You gonna forever have this. And to this day, he ain't got a gold in his mouth, but he still got that money. You see what I'm saying? As he matured.
Right. Just like Baby had the goals, and then he came back on #1 stunner and put
with the platinum in
them
you see what I'm saying?
100,000 in them out, yeah. And I don't even think he got them. I think he just threw the diamonds.
Yeah.
He got the veneers
and diamonds on. You see what I'm saying? See, that's all to me too. That's all a trend because black people we been used to gold and stuff like that. You see what I'm saying? We been used to gold.
Right.
We weren't never used to platinum and stuff like that. We was like people gotta go back and read this King Tut. You know what I'm talking about? Mensa Musa. You know what I'm talking about? How they built history off gold. You see what I'm saying? But now gold the highest on the commodity. You see what I'm saying? Like you go get a platinum chain, but go get that same gold chain with them diamonds in it.
Even whatchamacallit had a gold too. He probably had a few of them, but I know Jack Johnson, the boxer.
Yeah.
First heavyweight champion from Galveston, Texas. So to me, it always been a thing that to have that in the South and all that. At one time, like I said, some people, they mature and they like, I don't want to do it. I'm going to just have the grill because I'm going to mature. Because I know a lot of my cousins like, man, that shit kind of messed the teeth up after a while and they had to file it down. So man, I'm going to take that shit out and get my shit redone. So like you said, I guess it was, I don't know, maybe people kind of outgrown it a little bit. It's probably for the younger people because I noticed a lot of the rappers, when they first get the deals, even they put in the platinum, like the Kodaks, the Young Boys, the Kevin Gates, the Pooh Shysters, the Vaughns, Dirks, all them do it. And then when they get older, they might, change it up or whatever.
But you gotta think about, I go back to think about before rap, the scene was just that hot. My granddaddy.
Right.
My granddad had a mouth full of gold.
Right, my grandma too.
You see what I'm saying? Like when I mean mouth full of gold. Red Dallas with the mouth full of gold. Like so when
front to back.
Yeah, so when you see this, like think about it. And this dude was a gambler and a worker.
Right.
He didn't want no rapper. You see what I'm saying? It just like I told you, that's what this shit meant. I guess it mean wealth, man. You know what I'm talking about? When we know who we like right now, we sitting here with gold on. That's what attract a black man. It look good on your skin. You see what I'm saying? I'm just being real. But the thing is, it got our culture in it. Everything in it, like when you look at it, a person hear you saying something, and they see the gold, they see the necklace, the first thing they think he a rapper.
Right.
So it became it was more for it wasn't built for that at first, but now it caught on a part of hip hop.
Like a marketing.
Yeah, it's a part of the market. Like for real, when you sign, like right now, we can go sign somebody. The first thing we're gonna get them is a mouthful of gold and a chain.
To make him fit the part.
Facts. Name me one rapper that didn't get in the game and got a mouthful of diamonds and a chain. Slave mentality thinking, but it's a part of the game.
Right, mostly, like you say, street rappers, because it's not a conscious, but street rappers,
You see what I'm saying? Yeah, like not a country rap. I'm talking about what's hot right now. Right. We talking about, that's why I ain't went on into other stuff because I'm not even talking about hip hop. I'm talking about reality rap. Gangster rap, NWA rap, Scarface rap, UGK rap. You see what I'm saying? Not Yin Yang Twins rap. Nah, I'm not disrespecting to y'all. That was y'all. It's pop, dancing. It's cool. But Young Jeezy, Gucci Mane, this type of rap.
Right.
Okay, yeah, you gotta look at it. Now, show me one of the artists that time out of 10 that ain't did the hit.
Right.
Once they got their money, especially in the South. I can't speak about up north or Atlanta. You know what I'm saying? Even though that's in the South, I still can't speak on like Pimp-C and I argue with, and I take his side on the time zone different, bro. You located here, but the time zone different. I'm glad you're going to.
Yes, all right, since you said, now see, I love Pimp-C, and you read Pimp-C book, I read it, and when you was in jail, you said the guard took your damn book or whatever.
And he read it though, you see what I'm saying?
Right, so everybody wanted that Pimp-C book. So what I think about, that's the only thing I didn't agree. I agree with a lot of stuff with Pimp. I do agree that Trillville would be Port Arthur, Texas. Just like if somebody was calling Trapville, I would say Trap. If that was a phrase, I would say they got to be Atlanta because we know Atlanta popularized that word. So when he was getting on LeJohn and Trillville about that, I could kind of see why he was a little upset, and I understand why he said Memphis really created the crunk sound that LeJohn and the Eastside Boys popularized and made mainstream. But the time zone, I still got to say Atlanta the South because of that, because South Carolina the South and Miami the South. So I can't say I think he was just a little upset. But the other stuff I do agree, but I don't agree with it.
He didn't make that up though. He didn't make that up. You right. You located in this part, but you not far as your district or your time zone. You not considered that. You're not Pacific. You're not South Central. Cause if you can't watch a TV show, I watch it at the same time.
So you saying Miami and South Carolina not a part of the South?
Now what I'm saying is,
because part of Tennessee is on the East Coast side, so I think probably what's
and guess what?
Knoxville and Nashville.
And guess what? Guess what it is? It's called East Tennessee, not South. We Southwest.
But I'm talking about down. But I'm meaning down.
I know
south,
what you're saying, but what I'm saying is
south,
the
southern states.
region. I know where I said, like I told you, and we debating about this. I'm saying,
no, it's cool. Like I said,
like,
some people did say that. I didn't heard people say.
What I'm saying is, if you go back, like, if we go on location, yeah, you in the South,
right?
Correct. But if we go on time zone and shit like that, you want to be technical. How people talking about taking their time and shit like that. But dude, you on East Coast time.
Right. No, that's a fact. There is on East Coast.
Because when you look at it, you is East Coast.
Right.
The South, you gotta look at it. If we would have went up a little bit, we won't be considered the South.
Right.
We'll become Midwest.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? Right. So let's keep it G.
But see, I think about that though, G, when I think about the Civil War, and I think about the southern states that they say these are Confederate states.
See, well, me and you are bump heads is because you talking about what the white man said. You know I don't rock like that, brother. You know me.
I know, but you still saying time zone to the white man.
Because I'm saying this is what we gotta go on law. You see what I'm saying? Like, I tell you all the time, look about when I say about Louisiana and shit, I be like, look, we call ourselves the United States, we ain't united.
I mean, we really not. I mean, every state still got their own thing.
But you can follow on the federal law as one.
Right.
You see what I'm saying?
Right.
Then I can't change. That Constitution wasn't built for me, but it's on the one. So how can you sit here and say if I was up 100 more feet or 1,000 more feet, I wouldn't be considered the South?
Like I said, those people said they were the South. But they made the Mason-Dixon line, the Europeans.
But I'm saying, look at this right here. When they go down this line, that same line, just like a line can run across, it got to run down too. So on that line, you was East Coast. That's why your time's on there. Okay. People ain't looking at the map. You got to look at where South Carolina and Georgia is. It is on the East Coast.
All right, let me ask you this then, Jay. So what do you feel like define the South? Like, what makes the South? Like, what do you feel like make you a southern state or whatever? What you look at it?
Like, what, I mean, to be honest, like,
what defines the South? Like,
I put it like, to this, I mean, to be honest with the South, like, you got to look at it like, a lot of these states that you talk about, like, we got to ask ourselves, red states. My first name, red state, politics, you know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Half the states that I consider the South don't never be controversial. They ain't hardly never been blue. Texas, Louisiana, Tennessee.
Clan started here.
South Carolina been blue a couple times, you know what I'm saying? But I'm saying Alabama, Mississippi, Florida, a few times. But when I say Texas, I say Louisiana, I say Tennessee, like I just said, I say Mississippi, I say Alabama. These folks stay red.
Historically,
and then when you go there, it's in your face.
You're talking about the racism.
The South, the racism, that was defining the South to me. Because when you go to the East Coast and you go to the West Coast, it's like.
But that's why I'm saying go back to the Civil War with them still saying, because South Carolina was the first state to succeed from the Union and saying we don't want to be a part of the Union and stuff like that. Yeah. So we're gonna do stuff a little different. So like I said, I mean we could agree to disagree. Like I said, some people do feel like Atlanta not the South because
where Baby from? Where the Baby from?
We talking about the rapper?
The rapper, yeah. Where the Baby from?
Oh, the Baby?
Yeah,
the Baby from Charlotte, North Carolina.
What? North Carolina, right?
Charlotte,
all right, check this out. They right on top of each other, right?
Right, the Carolinas.
These folks been having successful rate with black people. They weren't racist like everybody's saying they was, no way. So I didn't consider that. That's what I'm trying to tell you. Like that would define. You asked me what defined it to me.
So you saying historically North Carolina never had racist shit going on?
I ain't saying they didn't have racist shit going on. What I'm telling you is, how can I put this? Successful black men that's really successful right now. A lot of them in my field, in other people's field, in the drug field and all that. Look at, I'll be real. Let's talk because we definitely doing good in North Carolina so right now. We on some street shit. Okay. Where the three major heroin dealers come from?
New York. I mean, what you talking about?
They was in New York, but where they would come from?
The Carolinas. You talking about like Fred Matthews,
Frank Matthews,
Frank Lucas,
and Ike Akins.
Right.
All from Carolina.
And Bubba Johnson from.
And guess what?
Bubba Johnson from Carolina too.
Guess what the funny thing about it was? What? Guess what the white people were saying back then? Oh, Frank no good. They weren't racist. Them folks was loving this.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? It's our front. It's our fact racist, bro. Listen. you give a person an award to glorify them, right? But then at the same time, you give a person an award for not their best song. Like you get 3-6 award, it's hard out here for a pimp. But these folks done accomplished so much in life. But this what you give them their award for.
An Oscar for that when they did it a lot in hip hop.
You see what I'm saying? So what people see on TV is what they're gonna promote. So this what you want people to be like, okay, yeah, that's what it is in Memphis. Yeah, there's a lot of that going on in Memphis, true be fact. You know what I'm saying? That's facts.
Right.
But you gotta look at the truth though. Like, look at it, bro. I look at shit different. I just me. And I ain't saying I'm right.
No.
So don't get me wrong.
No.
I'm just saying I'm talking
Everybody
to the world.
had,
Don't get me wrong,
no,
but this is how I feel.
But that's your opinion though. That's why
Right.
I want people to understand that I'm not saying I'm right, you wrong, whatever. This
Right.
is your voice and your feelings.
Right,
And you can say
correct.
how you want to feel. A lot of people like, oh man, that's his opinion.
Right.
That he have a right to do that. Just like I might have mine. People might say, man, kiss my ass, G down. You could do that too, whatever, because they might have. So I just want to get different people takes on it, because a lot of people had a debate about how they felt about that.
But look, it's like it's racism everywhere, but just in the South, like what like there's one reason to define it, like how it's still today. You see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Like it's getting worse all over the country, but I'm saying how it was. But then also with the South too, is like what symbolizes the South, like you can tell the difference in all of us.
Mm-hmm.
But Louisiana, the only one that stick out, but because they accent, but everything else, even they way of dressing. You see what I'm saying? Like it's like certain parts you go to Louisiana. And especially in New Orleans, you're gonna see, okay, yeah, it is. But then, like, you know that, like, I've been down there.
Yeah,
you go uptown,
yeah.
like, you go uptown, though, they like, it's like, man, tit for tat with Harlem. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
But
I'm gonna say this, because me and somebody talked about this before. I would say New Orleans, if I had to describe it, I would say uptown is more like Brooklyn. Brooklyn is the borough that everybody know. Brooklyn in the house. Brooklyn is a real grimy part of New Orleans. I mean, a real grimy part of New York, and it's one of the biggest, Kings County. Then I would say downtown would have been like Queens, where Nas and them from, Mobb Deep and all that stuff like that. I would say the West Bank was more like Staten Island, Wu-Tang from, they on the other side of the river. You gotta get the ferry over there. You gotta get the ferry to get to Staten Island to New York. And they always kind of had to fight for their respect, Wu-Tang and hip hop. But we know the Wu-Tang is legends, RZA and all them, and Method Man. And I would say the East, before Katrina, was more like Harlem, because you got the Squire, you got Wayne, you got Currency. It's more fly, more flashy, and it was more the lifestyle, like people was about getting money and hustling. It wasn't because Harlem is known, like they always say, Brooklyn niggas make it, no, Harlem make it, Brooklyn take it. They always felt like the Brooklyn dudes was always trying to rob the other parts, whatever, because it was a rough part. Right. So I would kind of say it like that, but because I feel like, Harlem was more of the place where people really was like, the upland mobile black people, dressing nice, Duke Ellington, Langston Hughes, W.B. Du Bois. But, it was kind of.
I don't mean to cut you off on there, but Geedy, like, I mean, my opinion, like, the reason I was saying that because, like, when I came down to New Orleans, type of dudes I was messing with, you feel what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Like, they remind me of Harlem cats. Like, all these Harlem cats, everybody in Harlem wasn't rich.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? We ain't gonna talk about the prestige people. We talking about the grimy shit in Harlem. You know
you talking about like shit in
a Brooklyn nigga say they came and took something. No, you deal with that Harlem nigga. It's some Harlem niggas you ain't take nothing from.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? Like AZ. Like you didn't.
But
like
Frank Matthews was the biggest dope man or whatever, as allegedly, and he was in Brooklyn. So that's what I'm saying. Like he was the man.
Listen what I'm saying. Listen what I'm saying. Frank Matthews.
Right.
Where Frank Lucas at? He dibbled in Harlem. He dibbled all over.
He wasn't bigger than Frank Matthews though.
But what I'm saying,
allegedly,
Frank Matthews didn't just serve New York.
I know he was the
Listen,
man.
what I'm saying is, he'll be everywhere.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? In New York and go to Vegas and gamble and all this shit. He'll
Right.
have you coming to him. So it ain't about just they just saying that's just one spot you know.
Right.
Let's go to the facts. Let's go back and talk to some of these homeboys still alive. I bet you gonna do some more shit. You see what I'm saying? Just like, man, Brooklyn, what's the kind of them had it hard.
Who that?
Like Big and them, you was hustling, but y'all were having it hard.
Right.
You see what I'm saying?
But that's what I'm saying. Like
dang them, like what I'm saying is, it was hard there too, but they hustle was more.
No, I know that,
You
but
see
I'm
what I'm
saying
saying?
they hustle in Harlem, they hustle in Brooklyn too, and it still is more grimy. Like to me, the reason I say that because historically to the world, on the outside looking in, Uptown is like the roughest part. historically from Master P, Cash Money, Soulja Slim and all that, and that's how Brooklyn looked like. Like Tupac said on Me Against the World.
But we saying just the
Brooklyn
neighborhood. I'm talking about the people of this neighborhood. That's why I speak. Cause see, it's a difference. Like I just told you about street niggas and hood niggas.
Right.
It's a difference, Geedy.
Right.
What I mean by the difference is just cause you from Brooklyn, you from Queens. You see what I'm saying? These folks right here in Harlem, now this a black community like Orange Mound.
Right.
We stick
all
together.
right. So what would you say? All right.
see what I'm saying?
So if you saying that the East is uptown, and you, from what you know, what would you say the East was? Or what was downtown?
From New York?
Yeah, if you looked at it like that, how would you flip it then?
Like, I'm gonna be real, like, see the one when I was speaking on, like, the reason I ain't say the whole New Orleans.
Because that's what I'm saying. See, people don't
reason
ever
I
do
ain't
it.
say the whole New Orleans, reason I say uptown, because, like, out of my group of niggas, I had niggas out the East, I had niggas out the 9, I had niggas from across the river.
Right.
But, and the niggas I've been locked up with, the most people remind me of Harlem and talk about Meek and shit like that and all this other stuff with New York or East Coast type shit.
Right.
Was like my uptown. That's what I ain't listen to number Jada Kiss and this and this. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
No, but I go downtown, these folks listen to Ball, G, this, UGK, all that. But you go catch besides like in New Orleans, this one, I'm from Memphis, so coming down to New Orleans, I'm learning how when I hop in certain partners' car. When I hop in my partner car from uptown, this all I'm hearing.
Right.
I might hear some New Orleans rap, but then when I hop in my partner car from downtown and in the 9 in the East, I'm gonna hear some New Orleans rap. I'm gonna hear some bounce. I'm gonna hear some Scarface. I'm gonna hear some 8-Ball. You see what I'm saying?
Wow.
I didn't hear that when I hop in the car with my partner from New York. I mean from uptown.
I only listen to
then,
New York stuff. Wow.
But then check this out. One of the guys you used to work with, B Youngin.
Right.
Like Youngin used to, he always when he'll say himself, nigga, my Meek go hard on this bar.
Yeah,
you see what I'm saying?
Yeah,
then he
like
come out, you see what I'm saying?
Right.
Like he like the Meek, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
That's the East Coast. He uptown.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? Like just
But
showing
see-
you a fruit. Nice.
Yeah. Yeah, nice like the
He
bean.
ain't, you see what I'm saying? That's East Coast.
But see, a lot of dudes from uptown down to like, all right, I was interviewing P-Town Mo. P-Town Mo said he grew up listening to like 8-Ball MJG because they was on it, and he from out the 17th. So what I'm saying is, I wouldn't say because they listen to that, because I feel like people from all over the city like Kid. He from downtown Kid like East Coast stuff and Southern shit too.
Well,
so
I'm
I feel like
saying
everybody.
A majority. This is what I'm saying. Like when I got in the car, I
because the squad was on the
yes,
East
I
Coast
got
vibe
20
too,
rappers, right? Yes, I got 20 partners, right?
Okay.
16 of my partners listen to this from uptown and 4 from downtown.
Okay.
I hear versatile work music when I'm downtown, but when I hop in the E4 car, this is what I'm hearing.
All East Coast rap.
This is what I was hearing.
Okay.
You see what I'm saying? I'm not saying what all the other cities doing. You asked me my opinion. I'm telling you what I heard. You feel what I'm saying?
Right,
So that's what I felt like. That's what I'm thinking like, damn, everybody listen to East Coast shit, dog. But then when I started fucking with these folks, they on some of everything. They caught up with time.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? They on. Yeah, bro, this what's going on.
Uptown dudes that you was around mostly like the East Coast rap.
Cause that's the game they in. So they listen to me, they listen to Jigga, they listen to, you know what I'm saying? Cause this what
Dipset
they in.
and all that,
You see what I'm saying?
I could,
and I listen to all this shit too. You feel what I'm saying? And I'm from Memphis. I listen to all this shit too. I'm just telling you like okay, like when I go to certain parts of Memphis, you gonna hear this type of rap.
That's what I want to ask too. Yeah, like what would people really listen to? Like you said now, like how you said most dudes. Cause I always felt like it kind of hurt New Orleans sometimes too that we got away from our southernness. It felt like you said, so much East Coast style that we like that. And I know Wayne evolved it because Wayne's style evolved with the mixtapes and just the producing with the working with. So he did that and that grew just like Michael Jackson grew from Motown to what Michael went with Quincy Jones. So I get it, and Kanye too. But most Memphis artists, when I hear like Yo Gotti, Dolph say, man, Master P, I don't see Murder, my favorite rapper, Moneybagg Yo say, man, I grew up listening to Yo Gotti, Gotti and Jeezy and Boosie. A lot of them will say a Southern rapper mostly, but most people from New Orleans might say a East Coast rapper. Cause they'll say Soulja Slim too, but a lot of them will say like Kiss, DMX, Jay-Z or whatever. How do you feel about that or whatever, and why y'all feel so connected to the South, and what you think the difference with New Orleans loving the East Coast so much that you see, and y'all loving the Southern rappers so much?
I mean, like, I guess pretty much, it's like, it got bored back then, like what Pimp-C, you know what I'm saying? Like,
Pimp-C.
You only, like, back then, you had to listen to what you had around you. We didn't have the internet like that then. So you gotta listen, like, we only getting the music, like, okay, before you try traveling, I didn't know nothing about, unless a person bring this tape in, I didn't know nothing about Master P. I didn't know nothing about Cash Money until, okay, this person heard drug drive. We bring the tape on, young blood, listen to this. I listened to him, oh, this dude bumping, who is this? You see what I'm saying? That's how I got put on Booster.
Right.
You know, like, dude bring me over here, hey, listen to my little nephew partner. I'm like, oh, this the youngest of the count. You see what I'm saying?
It's like 99, 2000, right?
Yeah, like this early on in the game. Niggas like, oh, I hate his voice. And I'm like, man, he bumping. I'm like, what you mean? Get out of my car. Get out of my car, you don't like it then. Y'all, you mean you don't like Pimp. You see what I'm saying? But at the same time, though, G, I'm saying like, right, we stuck with stuff like, okay, like you asked us, like I said, when you asked me, like, I was like, one of my favorite rappers was Out of Prime Suspect.
From No Limit?
Yeah, from No Limit. You
what
see
his
what
name was?
Uzi Man. You see what I'm saying? Okay. So it's like, you got to think about it when you say things like this, like, we really listen to this music. Like, we really like, you know how people embrace stuff, like how people embrace Jay-Z and stuff like that? Yeah, like, they was setting the trends for us down here. Like, real talk, like, some people might not say it, some people will say it, but that P and them set trends, Baby and them set trends. You see what I'm saying? And from there, you had to run with it. Like, P came out, and he gave the person, he paid people New Orleans. He gave new people New Orleans and New Orleans sound and New Orleans people, but he gave them also a little Cali gang. You see what I'm saying? So it was like, hey, let me show you how I can do this versatile and still rep for my city. You see, that's why I liked that man so much and what he did for the culture.
I want to ask you this too.
That's how he influenced us.
Right, and I want to ask you this too. How, like you said, I know you're a big fan of Master P and No Limit. How do you feel about when people say, oh man, Master P, country because he was wearing Versace? Now mind you, Tupac wore Versace, Biggie wore Versace, Big Pun, Nas, all these dudes wearing Versace, but if Master P wear Versace, he country. Why would people say Master P country for wearing Versace?
They already consider
$2,000 shirts.
They already consider the South country anyway. If you tell a person, you can say, like, they'll look at certain shit a little different. You feel what I'm saying? You can say you're from Louisiana, then you say you're from New Orleans, they'll look at it a little different, but it's still Louisiana, it's still the South. You feel what I'm saying? So you call, like, y'all try to Texas, he country. Atlanta, he country. You know what I'm saying? Since we want to go there, since we want, like, time zone say it ain't so, but location says it, so let's do this right here then. All these places y'all consider down here, y'all say country. So this is why they call Master P country to me, because you put on this $2,000, you got this mouthful of goals, you from the South, you country.
Right.
You see what I'm saying?
Right.
Because you look at Pun, you look at Biggie, you look at Tupac with these Versace on, they might have a gold chain, but they ain't have golds in their mouth.
Right.
So that's something you're gonna get critics to the South anyway. You see what I'm saying?
What if Slick Rick would have did it with his gold teeth and he would have a side? You think they'd call him country?
I believe so, because you know at one point in time they had a debate on that gold teeth country. You remember they were having that? And then Mike Tyson like, you know, his little voice was like, I like the gold teeth, especially them folks in Memphis. I like the way they wear their golds. You see what I'm saying? That's when he fought Evander Holyfield.
Facts.
You see what I'm saying? So like if you look at it, I believe that stereotype does already too, and that's why I believe that so many people in the South go put it in their mouth, because like Pimp he made that statement not with the gold, but he made that statement is like we country rap tune.
Right.
You see what I'm saying?
Hip-hop.
Yeah, y'all got hip hop, but we got country rap tune. In other words, what he's saying is we got our culture, we got ourselves.
Right.
That's all he was trying to tell people. We got ourselves. We gonna put we not country, but the Texas they got country because they in rural areas, they raising horses, cows, and shit like that for sale.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? So that is.
You're talking about the rural parts.
Yeah, rural parts.
But you know, like you said, they got rural parts everywhere. Wisconsin.
Right, everywhere.
Got a rural
what I'm saying is, like, that's how they look at it. You feel
everything at South, they think everybody country. You ain't from up top.
Right, you feel what I'm saying? But then you got people up top, like especially boy in California, they got more country shit going on. You raising chickens,
and all that.
you see what I'm saying? But you raising chickens in the yard. That's not city, my boy. I'm just keeping it real, bro. You talking about Memphis country, you got me fucked up, nigga. We got little ass backyards and big backyards. We got next door neighbors, nigga. We got street lights.
They really thought people was really riding horses and all that stuff like that.
That's what I'm saying. You feel like that's how I used to feel played. You like nigga like country. Man, boy, I'm about to flip out. You talking about country?
What I'm saying? All I say is we have Southern. They got people that have Southern draws in the South, and we do things different culturally. Right. But when people call people country, it's really disrespectful because people feel like you calling me stupid because that's a word. That's really what you're saying. Or whatever. Country bunk. Country bunking or whatever. I'm a city slicker. You're a country bunking, but a lot of those country people, like me and Mo was saying, that your grandma or your great grandfather or your family reunion probably gonna be in Tennessee, somewhere in Louisiana, somewhere in Mississippi or whatever, where y'all family reunion at. Your great grandmother probably from Mississippi, Bogalusa, Louisiana. My great grandmother on my daddy's side from Knoxville, Tennessee. You know, on my mama's side, one from Dynastyville, one from Napoleonville.
Right.
My mom and dad from the 7-1 Uptown, but what I'm saying is that people be quick to like call people country and it's like, just go look at your family tree.
Right.
You know, because a lot of slaves is all throughout the South and all that, people that, you know, and we have, but it's just crazy.
Especially the West Coast, majority of the blacks migrated there.
Yeah,
you see what I'm saying?
Just
like a lot of these places,
and in
people
Chicago, Detroit,
all that, they was migrated that way. Like you got to look at it like access points and where people was going at. You see what I'm saying? When they was able to, like, you know, you had blacks that was originally already from here. Then you had blacks that would bring over on boats. So you got to look at like the points of these, the strong points. And some of these strong points right now ain't black points no more. There was just a place for us to be sold at.
Right.
And when they sold us off, we got sold into these states and these countries. But not to get back on the subject though. Like that's the only reason I looked at because they call him country trying to be a down bad, like you call a person a hillbilly or you call a person a redneck. Right. You trying to stereotype. You trying to stereotype these people. So you really trying to put a country title on him because he doing what he want in y'all industry.
Right.
You see what I'm saying?
Right.
And he represent a black man with the finer clothes with mouthful of gold.
That's just like, yeah,
you
like
see what I'm saying? So you stereotype. That's what I was talking about.
Right. But like you said, they got Master P, they thought he was slow, but he had a better deal than Russell Simmons, Puff Daddy, Andre Harrell, Elliot Reed and Babyface, so many people that a dude that they call country and when he was in Richmond, oh, he a country bunker, nobody, but look what he did. He went learn stuff from the Bay, came back to the South and had massive success. Same thing like Sam Walton, being a country guy, living in Arkansas, riding a pickup truck with a hound dog, and then create Walmart and then put Kmart out of business, whatever. I don't even know where they at no more. But these are the people that they think are slow and country bunker.
This man got Walmart, Sam Club, Costco, all
same person that thought he was country and slow. One more other thing I want to touch on right quick. Damn, I'm trying to think. I mean, you got something you want to think about that you want to say before?
You know, like when I just like when we talk about this so many times though. It's like even when Katrina hit, man, you know what I'm saying? I heard out a couple folks' mouth, man. They like, man, bro, you know what I'm talking about on some street shit. Like, man, bro, we went to the A, man, we ran through that jump. Man, we went to Houston, we ran through that jump. Right. Nigga like, man, Memphis, man, that shit, man, we ain't run, man. We just the murder rate went up. Cause this shit feel like home. I said, cause you bump ahead with niggas it's like home. Like, look what I'm telling you, Geedy. When I got down First County, y'all see that. It's like my home. It's just I had to find out the different little leagues.
You in jail and all that in Louisiana.
All that down there. Right. So like I tell people like this my team, like the Saints my my football team. You see what I'm saying? Like basketball team, like I've been told people Jordan was my favorite player, Bulls was my team, he retired. After that I just started liking players. Right. You see what I'm saying? So that's how I support players now. You see what I'm saying?
Except for Sam.
And my favorite player ended up being a real sucker. And I'm glad I'm on your platform when I'm saying this, you know what I'm saying? Because I know there's a lot of you Michael Jordan fans out there. But, like, I don't agree on it, like, for real. Like, I understand, on the business part, I respect your money move, but shit, LeBron the same dude. He ain't been in jail, he been in school. Right. It's a difference, let's educate ourselves.
Like Ali, now when you since we was talking about the Atlanta stuff, I think about something Coach K was talking about, like how Atlanta got a lot of people coming to the city, and I hear a lot of dudes on podcasts be like, "Oh man, we tired of all these people coming to Atlanta." This most local people cities that's from Atlanta, from Fulton County or DeKalb County, and they'll be like, "Man, we tired of all these people coming to our city. It's kind of taking away our flavor." But I always feel like historically Atlanta always been a melting pot. People came down there, you know, after the Olympics, and you know the way the city just built up and stuff like that with their black men and all that historically. It always been like the milk and honey for black people. So, but in hip hop, Atlanta been dominant a long time, and I feel like, you know, Goody Mob and Outkast doing their thing, but I feel like Big Boy and Andre said when they was on Rap City, I think they was like, you know, they booed us when we was at the source, whatever and stuff. So they didn't respect us then. Still, we got 5 mics, whatever. I think it was a Aquemini, and then they still didn't respect us in '98. But we feel like they respecting us more because Master P kicked the door in. This what Big Boy is saying out his own mouth. That Master P and them kicked the door down. Then, you know, after Master P, you get Cash Money, Rough Riders, all that. But then here come Lil Jon. Now, Jermaine Dupri was doing this thing and all that, but it wasn't the kind of way Master P had him respected in Cash Money. I feel on some street shit and the deal that they had. Right. It was groundbreaking, we know that. But when Lil Jon came in the 2000s, started getting hot with this crunk shit, and he making the beats. He making beats for other people like, you know, Too Short, E40, the Bravehearts, Nas, everybody on Lil Jon beats. Plus he doing records with Usher. I feel like that's when Atlanta really killing it. And then you get T.I., Jeezy, Gucci. After that, Atlanta and they already had the singers from back in the day. But then I'm looking at, if you take away, like the dude said, we want all these people that's non-natives to come out of town, You don't get Sierra. You don't get Usher because he go back to Chattanooga. You get Coach K, he going back to Indianapolis. You get Babyface and them going back to Ohio or Indianapolis. You get Jermaine Dupri going back to North Carolina. Jeezy back to where he was born at. Big Boy back to Savannah. Sleepy Brown back to Savannah. The Migos back to Athens. You get Ludacris back to Illinois. You get what his name is Metro Boomin, St. Louis. Zaytoven back to Germany to debate. And even what his name
21
is
Savage.
like 21 Savage,
like real
whatever.
talk. Gucci back to Bethel.
Back to Bethel.
Like, come on. And, I don't mean to cut you off.
Okay.
Speaking on today culture, you take Gucci from Atlanta, you take half their sound away. Because this man influenced and worked with everybody you hear right now.
Facts.
Young Thug influenced the baby, Lil Baby.
Right.
So if you don't got Gucci influencing him,
Pee Wee Longway, the Migos.
I'm just saying we gonna go through the triangle.
Right.
You don't get Gucci supporting him, nobody deal with him.
All right.
Migos, Gucci don't support them, nobody wanna deal with them. But everybody this man put his hand on, due to he's dealing with legal problems, y'all get a chance. What I respect about that black man, everybody Gucci slime ball, Gucci did. No, dude got it real hard because he spent a lot of money on a lot of artists, but he let these folks go and let them go ahead and be successful. You see what I'm saying? And he don't do that. And he don't do that for fame.
Right, I fuck with
I fuck with God in them like it's certain CEOs I do that. Dolph, all these folks. I like these dudes method because they ain't doing this shit for fame no more. You know what I'm saying? Like Jermaine Dupri,
GOAT.
He did this shit, but he was really getting over. I'm just pinning facts. See, I say the shit that I ain't the rap nigga, so I can say the shit.
Right.
Like, you fucked over the crisscross nigga.
Right,
you know what I'm saying? You like Bow Wow's, they're never supposed to be in a position to be broke, going through financial problems.
He had Escape.
Come on, you had all these
Jagged Edge.
Man, they supposed to be up.
The Franchise Boys, a lot of them, yeah.
Yeah, but your management, like you made sure your pocket was straight.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? But nowadays, like look at Gucci, just like before he got the new 17 squad. Yeah, the OM dude, the Runch dude, the Pablo dude. You see what I'm saying? You spend money on these dudes, and you still let them go do their thing.
Last thing I want to ask you before we go, how do you feel Waka Flocka? Because I know Chicago made up the word drill and King Louis and Pac-Man, but I feel like Waka Flocka with the dreads in his head where you can't see his eyes like Chief Keef. I feel like the beats like Lex Luger was making, the 808 Mafia was making when Waka was doing all them Trapaholic mixtapes. I feel like that sounded like what Chief Keef and them was doing, and Waka was talking about gangbanging in Riverdale and stuff like that, just like they was with Chief Keef. So I feel like, to me, how much do you feel like Waka Flocka sound and Gucci influence Atlanta, Chicago, or Chief Keef? How much influence do you feel like it had on, like Young Chop and Chief Keef from Waka Flocka and 808 Mafia and Lex Luger to you, sonically, from the sound of trap and drill? What's the difference?
I mean, it's a real difference because something like that. I mean, the sound, you might have some similarity in the sound, but the drill, what they talk is, people listen to beats. When we talk about beats and shit, everybody gonna influence everybody from different ways.
Right.
When we talk about the behind the beats, but that's why when I break things down, I break things down with people's lyrics and how they sing. Like the drill, reason why it symbolizes Chicago, because that's all they was on. They weren't talking about selling dope. Because you gotta think about, before you had Chief Keef, you had Chicago, they seen a Pimp and the Horn and Twister. See what I'm saying? Right. You heard shit Do or Die, and you heard Twister, you heard R. Kelly. This what was going on. See what I'm saying? So you been knowing it was raw talent. They could spit up there. Right. You feel what I'm saying? And they been had flow, good music. Like Twister had great beats.
Oh, hell yeah.
These were Chicago-based people. R. Kelly had some great beats from people down south and from Chicago. You see what I'm saying? Do or Die was strictly Chicago. So with that being said, when we controverse over to the young folk, this always goes back to reality rap. So every region got their own reality rap. That would define every one of our cities. And that's why I say New Orleans and Memphis so similar. I don't say Louisiana, Tennessee. I say Memphis and New Orleans so similar. Because of the fact, our lifestyle, our reality rap. See what I'm saying? Like when you think about Chicago, they straight gang banging. So this is what the drill about.
Right.
Every song about drilling,
Right.
about killing the gang. Yeah, Waka Flocka, you gang banger, but you got it mixed in because you got this trap dude with you too. You got the trap god with you. You got Gucci right here with you. You see what I'm saying? Like everybody used to. I was one of those fans waiting on the Gucci and Gotti collab. You see what I'm saying? So when they finally did, it took off just like I thought in my head. Everybody gonna love this shit, and they did.
Right.
They had the streets on lock. Like there was one follow I ever hate to see come across because they had the streets on lock.
Right.
If you want to listen to Gucci there, you listen to Gotti. In my line, you see what I'm saying? Like, yeah, we listen to Jigga and we listen to all that. I get everybody their props, you see what I'm saying? So we just break it down state by state because you can't say now nobody better than the other person because everybody got their own opinion. You don't can say who your favorite was.
Right.
But what I'm saying, like what you saying with that, I understand exactly where you come in, how you saying like with the it kind of influence, but you gotta look at it different because we using two different words and we represent two different things. Like y'all drilling, y'all on some this and this. I'm on some trap, but I'm talking about the blood, the this, the this, and this, and this, and this. And some people like I think they use that shit like when they speak about the gang, I be thinking they use that shit for protection because you got a lot of rappers out here that you wouldn't even know they're affiliated. You know what I'm saying? Unless you just digging down into it, like what's a call from Chicago, but you wouldn't know his affiliation unless you affiliated or you up on it or you just didn't know the FBI type motherfucker. Like G Herbo, you see what I'm saying? Like Lil Bibby, it's a couple people that these folks got voices.
Right.
And they making money with the industry, you see what I'm saying?
Right.
But they drill totally different. I can get on this drill, Chicago drill, but I can be versatile too.
Like Polo G,
yeah, I don't think about like Polo G. He's North Chicago, but he can get on the drill scene. And, you see what I'm saying? So like, I really feel like that. Like they it's more like I can see. People say I see the similarity in Chief Keef and Walker on the symbol for how the ampness was. You see what I'm saying? They both dreads and shining. I see that. You see what I'm saying? But people not knowing, you got them same people in every city. So that's an individual. You see what I'm saying? You got a twin there. Geedy, you got a twin somewhere. You see what I'm saying? No related to you, but think just like you, act just like you. See what I'm saying? And you'll be like, dang, it's crazy. And we know this. But we from two different places. So this being it, like I told you the other day, you'll see the hard, bro. You'll see the hard. I love it. That's my second home. You'll see the hard, bro. They're gonna give you a hard time. If you get it in New Orleans, bro, you can get it anywhere. What I mean by that is, if you get approval in rap in New Orleans, you can get it anywhere. Cause they some big critics when it comes to that.
It's a tough crowd.
Yes, sir. It ain't easy to win them over. Like Boosting didn't win them over till like a few years ago. And you know that's facts. You used to ride down there and
I still don't know if he still got it.
He ain't got him like that, but he got more
Kevin
people.
Gates and Young Boy and them got it, but like you said, the voice, I think it was always going back to his high-pitched voice. Even though they love Pimp-C and they love Easy, both of them got high-pitched voice, which I could never get.
Because that's a crab in a bucket straight. Like you like these little dudes there, but like, you know what I'm saying, certain things I ain't gonna say on West because I ain't gonna incriminate myself like that, but they know what's up and they know, and like, it ain't that, bro. Like, certain shit ain't certain shit, but how can you hate a nigga that's speaking reality?
That's
like
what I'm saying.
Shit ain't right. But
people that love Boosie in Milwaukee, probably about 800 miles away, love him like he the mayor. But
like Memphis.
But in New Orleans.
Word for word.
But in New Orleans, right there, they wouldn't even really be coming to shows like that. But they'll book Meek Mills and, you know, State Prop and Dipset and all that.
I remember when I first started bumping Moneybag. And not up here, but down there. You know what I'm saying? Certain people, oh yeah, son, he bumping. Certain people like, man, ooh, because they afraid of new shit. Just speaking of New Orleans, you had your crowd. Now, I ain't gonna lie. Every female I listen to back then, when I need a plug, Lulu, you know what I'm about? They, oh, that nigga bumping. Ooh, the female loved it. You heard certain nigga, man, what's up, man? Ooh. But then, you go down there now, yeah, all right, bag, that nigga bumping, man. That nigga, you see what I'm saying? So, like I said, if you get that approval, you get that approval everywhere.
Yeah, he had to see it like how when everybody bumping Meek in New Orleans, when Bag came out and he got hot, man, it was going crazy.
They took out to him then. But you gotta look at it like you gotta say, like, I'm bringing you raw uncut before he hit the radio and shit good like that. Yeah. When I was coming down there with his CDs.
And I seen Bag too perform. We was out there at, I think, Big Daddy had some kind of some type of show he put together in Dallas. He a big DJ out there, and Bag was up there with one of his partners. The one they was wearing the pajamas. The big dude, I can't remember his name, but he had the polo pajamas on, bagging him up there, going. I'm like, man, this dude hard. I need to get a CD order. I was kind of feeling a little crazy, like, man, I want to run up. Like a fan, I was like, man, I got to get one of these discs for this dude Lee, and he didn't do the deal with Gotti yet. But I could tell this dude had him, like he was a star. But like I said, this was conversations with Geedy P or whatever and shit like that. Glad I was able to come chop it up in South Memphis and shit like that or whatever, and touch on some shit or whatever.
Yes,
so I'm about to sign out, man, and let the people know whatever.
Man, look, y'all, man. Hey, man, we fucking with G there on this jump, man. You know, it's been good chopping it up, just reminiscing. But like I say, man, y'all just dig in, listen to this interview and dig in, do your own research, man. Just don't listen to what we saying and be like, it's a lie or this the truth. Nah, dig into it. I always do research behind everybody, but it's just a little facts that we dipped in on. And y'all can speak y'all opinion and make sure y'all check in with bro, man. Get with bro.
Subscribe to the YouTube channel, Street Dreams Army. We out, baby. Live from Memphis, Tennessee.